I have a private meeting to go to today with a few financial donors, a few financial contributors. They're looking to donate money into organizations that they feel are things that they like to see more of in society. So I'm going to go in there this evening and give them a deeper insight of the ideology behind the For Better Conditions organization. The reason why it's needed, the reason why I feel like society should embrace it and implement it. But I made this video because I want to really remind you all that the For Better Conditions organization is an organization for the people, by the people. Those who participate are the recipients. It's weird how people get involved in things because they're looking out for themselves. They're looking to benefit from it individually. But For Better Conditions is set up in a way where those who get involved for their own benefit are actually not knowing that they are helping others for their benefit on the equal matter. So people get involved for their own benefit, not knowing that they're helping others to benefit just as equally. The For Better Conditions, y'all, the organization that I created and gave to the world, gave to you guys, will only grow as much as you're willing to contribute and participate.
They're experimenting, working a 30-hour work week and see what happens, see if they can be productive. You see, in Holland, when we talk about Europe, in most countries in Europe, they give you a 2-hour lunch break in France. All right? In Holland, which has a strong educational base, their kids only go to school for 6 hours, 5-6 hours. They believe, and they don't give their kids homework. That's another thing. They don't give their kids homework. They believe, and they honestly believe, that if the kid's not working their mind as much, it makes them more genius. It makes them more smart. And it shows because they're in the educational system, when they rate it, nationally, internationally, they have the highest success educational-wise. So obviously it's working. The less work and the more leisure you have, the more smart you become, the more creative you become. It's very simple, right? Very simple. All right. So ultimately, the end game is us not receiving a paycheck, us working less hours, having more leisure time. But instead of us working 8 hours, 40 hours, they'll have you work 6 hours a day. They'll probably have you work 4 hours a day. You see what I'm saying? This is what's going to happen. They're going to give you more leisure. And in return, employment's going to go up. Unemployment rate's going to go down. In return, instead of you receiving a paycheck, you're working for the greater good of humanity. That's what the end game is. And that's what they're going to tell you. And that's how they're going to sell it to you. They're going to sell it to us all that way. Look, you do these 6 hours a day, and this is what you get. Free rent, free food, clothes, transportation, government take care of all that. You have to work 6 hours a day to make sure that we can provide that. It's that simple, right? But you really be working in whose interest? Yeah, you'll get the free food, clothes, shelter, transportation, right? But you'll be working in whose interest, ultimately? Ultimately, whose interest will you be working? Theirs, right? Yeah, get all this free stuff. Why do you think they're trying to spring out this basic income guarantee? Huh? The same people who's creating the technology to take over your jobs want to give you a basic income. You understand? This is the end game. That's the end game. All right? That is the end game. And what we have to do is try to get it before they spring it out on us. We got to get ourselves in a position where we can say we already have that our way. Now, this is what we don't have no grounds to negotiate. That's the problem. We want to be able to negotiate and say we want power, this way, not that way. If you're gonna give us free food, clothes, shelter, transportation, that's fine, but we want it this way. Because we're gonna get it regardless. So all of you thinking that we all can't live in mansions and drive Ferraris and just live with the greatest splendor of life, abundance of wealth, I'm sadly mistaken. It's going to happen regardless. Either it's going to happen our way or their way. And hopefully we can unify and utilize the power we have as a people to make sure it happens